We were talking about how, Xi and Putin, or I should say Trump and Putin, is going to be a big battle of egos here. And this is going to be a very different one when it comes to Trump and Xi Jinping as well. One is, you can say an impulsive tweeter, negotiator as well, a little bit off the cuff there. But then President Xi himself, very reserved and keeps his cards close to his chest. What are you looking for in terms of the optics here? And how is it going to be different from what we saw in Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, well, I think one of the differences is they've had that summit, they had that meeting in Mar-a-Lago where the personalities seem to work quite well together, and they're both quite upbeat about what about that first summit together. Now things have changed a little bit since then, and then particularly on North Korea, right? Trump sort of was saying, well, I've given the Chinese a chance to sort this out, and they haven't managed to solve the problem. Surprise, surprise, right? I don't think we were really expecting they would be able to. So there's a little bit more tension in the atmosphere, I think, between Trump and Xi Jinping going into this meeting.
There's been a lot of talk about what's the red line when it comes to President Trump and North Korea. You could argue Otto Warmbier's death was one. This ICBM is also one. But for President Xi, does he have a red line?
It's not clear that he does. I mean, the Chinese have got a sort of conflicting set of objectives. They say they don't want a nuclear Korean peninsula, and I'm sure that's correct. Why would they want that? But they also don't want a North Korean regime that's going to collapse or that's going to be destabilizing the region more widely. So they've got a kind of quite a difficult set of contradictory objectives to achieve. The end is they haven't done a lot. There's a bit more economic pressure perhaps went on over the last couple of months after the Mar-a-Lago summit, but it hasn't really changed North Korea's calculations substantially. I think we also need to remember that China and North Korea don't have a political relationship at the moment, and they have this long-standing alliance, but the leaders don't talk to each other, they don't meet. That relationship's in a bad state. So I think Xi Jinping's leverage is probably quite limited.
Tim, it just really begs the question, though. I mean, Xi looks so strong, right? Outside of China, he looks like a very strong leader, except when it comes to dealing with this 30-something leader, next door. So, does he end up looking quite weak? That's something he doesn't want to jeopardize.
Yeah, I mean, he's not great for his, his image that he can't control, he can't influence. As you say, this young leader right on his doorstep.
Yeah.
That's not a good story. I mean, I think he's also kind of treading quite carefully when it comes to the US. And the Mar-a-Lago summit put North Korea right at the top of the agenda, put China probably under more pressure than it's been on the North Korea issue from the United States for some time. We know that it's going to be pretty difficult for Xi Jinping to deliver on that. He hasn't delivered what the Americans wanted. But I think that also is giving him pause for thought there. Not so strong with the US, not really able to set the agenda with Donald Trump at the moment. Maybe that's just Trump's unpredictable personality.